That's why I just want to find it out. Hope everybody has joined from system. That's why I have written it in advance. So Bhavita, your system problem solved?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Because now, until unless I think by now with SAS you have understood that if we are not doing it by hand, if we are not challenging and if we are not getting some of the errors and we are not doing the solutioning of the errors, I think it is not going to complete our learning. Hope at least both of you agree with me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is the reason. So I think Shilpi will also join. Meanwhile, just a quick question. Means sorry, my sincere apology. Last week I was not at all feeling well because I have slept around 5:30 on that day.
Completely okay. It can happen with anyone.
Yeah. So that is the reason probably we have got 1 week delay, but now we'll pick it up and we'll complete. So now after today's class, we have only Tableau is pending, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Tableau, I think you will also enjoy. But while understanding the Tableau, I will also try to work in such a way. See, Tableau is basically a tool. It's a business intelligence tool. But I want you to not only understand the tool for business intelligence, but I will also try to help you to understand the concepts of business intelligence. And in some of the advanced business intelligence tools like Tableau, Power BI, the governing principle is basically same. Only methods a bit differ. Basically their look and feel differs. But once you get the understanding principle, I think it will not be a very difficult for you to work into multiple platforms. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We'll try to go in that way. So when you are trying to understand the Tableau, definitely we'll put our effort in Tableau, but more towards we'll put our effort into learning the principles of BI, business intelligence basically.
And I was searching for Tableau basics on YouTube as well, and I didn't find it complicated. It's pretty easy.
So in Tableau basics, you will not be facing much of the problem, but when you will face challenges, when you are going for some advanced visualizations and when you are going for something like probably calculated columns, you're creating a pivot over there, using the information like geographical information like GIS data, there you will find. So those are the things that's good that you have highlighted it, because if all of you are going into that path, then pretty quickly I can actually scale up to those things.
Right.
So I can see now, I think
Shilpi is there, but also still not joined.
Meanwhile, probably what you all can do, today we are going to look into two things. One is download this data set. That is a flight delay.csv, flight_delay.csv. Keep it ready. And then your project data. It's a online retail.csv. So if you want, I can again quickly share that also. Do you want me to quickly share? Will that be helpful?
Online retail.csv I have, but not this file, SAS file.
So if you are looking for that, that is there under SAS machine learning revised dataset. This is the one. Okay. From where actually you are downloading those synthetic cancer data, loan default data, same in the same folder. You have access to this. Please download. Shilpi, good afternoon. Am I audible to you clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
So today your system is up and running with this SaaS on demand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
इसमें से कौन सा उठाना डेटा सेट के अंदर से सर ये पूरा डाउनलोड कर लूं मैं पूरा डेटा
You can download. I think you have downloaded whole, but you can just take the file flight_delay.csv. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And just quickly check with Anchal if she is joining.
Yes, he is joining.
Okay, then we'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Now I can see full class. Believe me, when I see all of you, I really feel delighted. I feel more enthused to go for it. Because today is the last class of SAS. I want all of the things to be refreshed, covered. And here we will go in a different way, that rather than telling me this, me telling you the solution, the way it's we have also done in Python and R, you will try to find out the solution and then we'll see. And for that, what you can also do, you all have all our previous files also, correct?
Yes.
Like SAS codes of SQL, SAS SQL, SAS code of SAS macro, SAS code of SAS data transformation, because those you can actually keep handy also, because those are going to be your hints. Okay. So because Achal, good afternoon, you have joined. Okay. So now our today's class will start with what is this statement, because it is a revision, correct? So I want to know from Shilpi, what is this statement known as? Shilpi, I will request all of you to be a bit more interactive today, because okay, the question now goes to Bobita.
Yes,
What
sir.
is this statement? What is this statement known as?
File name. We imported our file.
So this statement actually we call as a libname statement, because if you start any activities in SAS, we start defining with a library and destination, which comes under our libraries, correct? So as soon as
Yes.
I run this code, it will actually create a library. So now you can see the libname libref was successfully assigned, because we are just, now we will be able to see there is a libref library that has been created, correct?
Yes, sir.
Next, I think next one, it is not the file address, it is basically the libname statement. Now a question we talked about, that if we during the session, if we are creating any macro in our libref, we will also need to store them, correct? That was a question from Achal. Am I correct? So what you can do, options mstored SAS mstore equal to libref. So now going forward, whatever macros we will create, it will get saved over there. And this answer I do not want from Achal, not from Bobita. I want from Mahendra and Shilpi. So now there you can see there are 3 put statements, correct? So what are these put statements are going to do? Why I'm asking you, Mahendra, because you have missed, I think, macro session and SQL session, I think.
So I think we are checking for the available macros.
So if we just put user, it is basically going to retrieve the user defined macros for us. These are the automatic macros it is going to provide. As we create more, we will use.
Automatic means provided by the SAS itself, right?
Yes. So now you can see it is all the system related macros. Like you can see system ID, system check, system leave reference, and I think you are also getting system user ID, system version. Okay. Now you can understand many. You can see that system p host name because we are running it in a cloud, correct? So that's why it's coming the system p host name. So now I think you are getting the logic. Many a times when we create a complex program where it requires this verifications from where the report came, from what time the report was run, for those type of information, if you're and whose system it was run, which server it was run, those compliance checks, I think then probably this macro is going to be helpful for. These are the macro is going to be helpful for you, correct? You are getting the logic.
Yes, sir.
Like system date. What is the difference between system date and system date 9? Now you have to bring back your concepts of format, in format, and all, system date format and all.
It is showing clearly here. Only the difference in the year format. It is 2020 or 20. The rest is same.
So why it is 9? Because if you see 1, 2, 3,
total 9 characters.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 9 characters. Thank you. And sys day is basically it is showing the day when it is getting run. Correct? Similarly, if you run all, it is going to give the answers of
user and automatic both.
I think Achal is facing some challenges. Yes, for 9 characters. Correct. You are correct, Achal. She is typing a response in chat. I have looked into it later on. Now with all you can see it's showing automatic macros, global macros, and if we have created some more system our user defined macros, it should have also get captured over here. So we are good with the revision of that. Let's load our data. How we are going to load the data? Please load the data. I'm just going to hide it for a moment. How we can load the data? I'm just again refreshing that.
We will use file name, file.
So first you have downloaded. First you have downloaded the data. You have to use this to upload it. For example, I'm just showing another example, but I think that will also refresh your concept. My system has got hang. My screen has got frozen. So please load the data. Meanwhile, my system is responding. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
But I think my screen is frozen. Please load the data. Now it has started responding. So it will go to your download folder where you can actually download, or any destination you will be able to download, upload the data from there. So I have uploaded the data. So for uploading the data, we are going to use proc import. Now, as my data is loaded with an out with livrep.5 delay. Now, if we want to, now going forward, we will not basically write this data set again and again. Okay, so what we can do, we could do a small macro with a DSN. Could we do that?
What is the question?
So what this statement is doing, this particular statement.
Yes, and
okay. Panchali is asking which data, please confirm. Okay, sorry, I have not looked into it. If you go into our SAS machine learning revise dataset folder, which we are using that day, the same data flight_delay.csv. This is the dataset. Please confirm in the chat, Achal, if you are getting it or facing any challenge to get it. Awesome. Achal has also got it. Now, Mahendra, coming back to the question, Mahendra and Bobita, if we run this, what will happen? Meanwhile, Achal and Shilpi is setting it up. So if we do this, what will happen? If we run this particular piece of code, what will happen?
no idea.
No idea. Okay. So from percentage late, what it is giving idea to you?
What percentage?
Bobita,
Yes, sir.
what we are trying to do here?
No idea. Percentage like
So basically, what we are doing, we are creating a macro with this DSN stand for data set name. Okay. Yeah, so we are storing the data with a macro. So we are actually creating a data set every time rather than writing the data set name. Now we will use this macro. Like in our code, multiple times we use data set name, correct?
Okay. Okay. So going forward, we will use DSN.
Exactly. So now that is once this is ran. Now if you come here, see we do proc print data equal to, correct? So I'm just writing this for you.
Yes.
If you come over here, if you put ampersand and D,
DSN. DSN.
you can see there is a, because there are two macros right now stored here, that's why it's showing DSN and DSN1. So let me see, select this DSN. Okay.
No.
And if we run it,
We are calling our data file with DSN here, right?
Yes. So now going forward in entire analysis, this file is saved as ampersand DSN macro.
Okay.
So you can see it is ran. You are also able to get that. I hope you all are doing it parallelly, correct? Now you, from that logic, you tell me we also do observations, correct? We also do observations. Then I want to write a quick macro for observation. So how shall I write it? Please tell me. Let
And macro name.
obs, no, first my observation is obs equal to probably I want to make it 30 every time. Okay. So it has actually created, and how we can get these macros are stored or not, how we can find it out. If we do put
User defined, put user defined macros will be there.
put obs. So I just want to check this macro is there or not.
Okay.
Should return me 30, but it's giving me some error. Let me see, just check this is working or not, then I will come back to this. So if now in procprint data we have used this and ran this, I'm actually, I don't know, means this university edition I'm getting a lot of conflicts with macros, probably which we do not get in the full version of SAS. So it is working now. How we used to write earlier, just to take an observation, obs equal to ampersand obs so what it should return for me? Now you can see
Observations. 30 observations.
Only 30 observations. Now we are getting it. So now going forward, wherever we are writing, okay, we do not have to write this to, probably I will check this, otherwise it will create some problem. So now you understand the ampersand DSN and ampersand obs clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now see, we can run this like this proc contents. If you want to check, we can perform this proc contents like this. But now you have to tell me what are the, so which is giving us a proc content, correct? Now, Mahendra, you tell me, I want to just replace this particular with a macro. What shall I do?
You want to create a new macro.
No, not new macro. The same data. I will not write data here. What I will do, I will basically write my
DSN.
DSN.
Yes.
DSN here. Got it?
Yeah.
It has given me the same result.
Yes.
That's why I have kept it initially to your known way, and I'm actually editing it for you. So which will help you to understand clearly. Because when you are going to submit your project, you are going to do all of this. You will not write this way. Probably you will define the macros at the beginning, and then you go forward and do that. Okay. So now proc means data. So here I want to do two things. Probably let us create another macro of observation by name obs2, obs1 probably with 1000. Okay. Now the same proc means I will write it twice. First one, I want to do this analysis of all the VARs. The proc means now I want to do on the whole data. I can do this.
Yes.
I have got it. Correct.
Yeah.
Now I want to do it only for my 1000 data. What shall I do? Somebody tell me from the class.
We use observations 100.
No, first 1000 data. So first I will I have already so now here I'm going to create OBS
1000.
OBS, and here we are going to what we are going to use OBS 1. So now it's going to produce me the result of
1000 observations.
Now it is looking much more clearly. Sir, please share this. Oh, okay. So I'm not actually sharing. I can share it with you. Okay, but I thought that we will do it together. Actually. So if you want, I can. It has given us some error. We will check the error and we'll fix the error. But meanwhile, I'm just sharing the file. Let me save this. Because today's rule is basically we want us to write the thing and just following and copying. Still, I have shared it. You can keep it open, but try to type and write. So if you are running it, it's giving us some error. Why it is giving us some error? Let's see. invalid value for the OBS option. Why I have given it 11,000. Now it is given. Sometimes it gives weird things. Now coming into now earlier we have done checking of correlation, correct?
Yeah.
Now in this we want to check the correlations. So what should be my change here?
Ampersand
shall I write?
DSN. Ampersand DSN.
Ampersand DSN. So you can see we are learning two things. We are learning the analysis here, at the same time how to write the analysis. Let's go and write ampersand DSL. We have got correlations also, correct?
Yep.
So now this ampersand DSN concept is becoming much more easy to you. So let's approx univariate. It's becoming much more easy now.
Yes.
And now if you want to check the relationship between all of these variables, it's the same type of curve plot we have also seen earlier, correct?
Yep.
Now we want to sort the data by one of the variables which has got a strata. And after sorting, we want to split the data set. Okay.
Training test.
So now all of these things, first I will run the whole as a whole, then we'll see what are those components actually we can break it down and make as a macro. I think now you are getting the logic. First, let me run and show it to you, and then all of these parameters will make as a macro. So it has actually created an output data set, correct? Now, look into this code and suggest me one by one what are the things we can actually make as a macro. Like for example, this data
This is already
is already converted in DSN. Great, thank you. You are on means now we can take all of these things one by one. So how we can define a macro? Then let percentage. Okay, first let us take probably the most important one. Okay, that is sample rate, correct?
Sample split, yes.
Yes. So let us create a sample split macro. So now you can see means what you are getting the logic also, correct? Because once, okay, how to create a macro? Tell me the code.
So we are keeping the names, macro name same, sample rate.
Or if you we can because it will be then here when we are okay, let me make it sample split. No problem. Means that will not be a problem because here
problem will not be there, but it will remain the same thing because we are writing the simple code as well, and we are putting the same thing in macro as well.
Okay, let me make it sample split.
Yeah.
Okay, let it be sample split. Okay.
And
Now
we can create for seed as well if needed.
yes. So now one by one means I will do it for whole. Okay. And because I know you are getting the logic fully. Okay, but I want to show it breakdown for all of us. So now as soon as we have done this, now if I come here, what I have to write? I have a macro available for this, and if I run this, it should return the same thing what we are getting before, correct?
Yes.
Now you are getting the logic. So now as I was telling, we will create some more macro. Okay, for example, this out, it is coming, we'll write for that, we'll write for method, we'll write for seed and everything. Now let percentage let correct. So I'm also trying to comply with your logic, Mahendra, if that is helping. Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of seed, I'm making as seed n. Okay.
Yes.
Now let out is basically a data set name, correct?
Data set, yes.
So here it is going to be DSN
out.
DSN2.
DSN2, yeah, that will also work.
DSN2. Make sense?
Yes.
What all things we can make?
I think that's enough. We have already converted everything. Only method is
Okay,
remain there.
method will come last, but before that, whatever we have made, let us see it is working or not. So if we come to seed, okay, yeah, and you do not have to run also because macros are stored automatically. So you will be able to see it is able to as a seed. We can see seed in,
Yes.
correct, correct. If you come to out,
%, DSN2.
DSN2, okay. Now just let me run it and store once. Got it?
Yes.
Correct? Now you're getting the logic of it fully. Now here, if you are going to proc print data, we can use ampersand DSN.
DSN.
It will not be DSN, it will be DSN2. You have to be a bit careful.
Yes.
And here we are going to use again obs. For obs,
30.
we have exact. Thank you. Good. I really like it.
Because
It is
we
going
have
to be
two
obs.
ops and ops 1. Ops is for 30 and ops 1 is for 1000.
So it's going to be ampersand
Yes.
OPA because we have splitted 1000 data. Now it is looking much more easier.
Yep.
We have got our. Now with this, I want to check a quickly proc content logic with macro. I want not Mahendra because I think I'm so any other three like either Shilpi, Bobita or Achal can give me the code. We want to write a proc content using this macro. Tell me the code. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's a simple logic. If you are not getting, tell me. I will explain it again. No problem.
For contents data equals to, we can use our ampersand DSN again.
I know it will not be DSN again. Mahendra, you have to be careful on this DSN and DSN2 because here we are writing.
Yeah, we are getting data from the out file.
Yes, so it will be DSN2. Oh, I think yeah, it's, yeah. I think you have given the Achal. Sorry, I think you are not able to speak, but you have also in the chat given the logic proper. Yes. So you are also getting it clearly. So now actually we want to create the data rep by name training. Okay. So now in the below code, you have to help me to create the training and testing macros also. But before that, coming over here, let's correct it because this data we are actually going to get it from where? Mahendra, you're going to get it from DSN.
From macro, yes.
DSN 2.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
DSN 2. Okay. Correct.
Yes.
So let us check this code is working or not. Then we'll come into it and we'll make it much more macro driven. Now you tell me, we have here also created two data sets, correct? So now them also we wanted to convert into macro. How we can do that?
We have already used macros here.
These data sets
Okay,
also.
you're talking about below part. Okay.
Let us create a basically macro for by name train macro. Okay.
So Anjali is asking that why DSM2 in chat box.
Oh, because we have already taken a subset of the data splitted here. Correct. I think we'll go back. Actually, you have got your answer of DSN2.
She's saying no.
Mahendra, you want to explain if you have got it?
I think we already saved a subset of our main file, and we are using that subset file in going forward with all the activities.
And within the subset we have already marked data.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Which
why
is
if you
where,
go over there.
and we raised a macro with name DSN2 for that.
So if you go over here to print the data, no problem. All the so you can see here is coming 1 and 0. Ultimately, in the next code, we are sending 1 for training and 0 for testing. Correct? So now that has given you an understanding why we are writing here DSN2. Please confirm in the chat yes or no.
She's saying yes.
Good. That's why means we can always speak theoretically. I can show you thousands of codes, but when we actually do a step-by-step solutioning, I think that will always remember means you will it will retain in your mind. I hope you all agree on that. Correct?
Yes.
Now, what is our next step? We are going to create the train and test macro also. Correct?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
train is equal to and similar way we will actually create
a test.
And please let me know also if you are running it, if you are getting some macro related errors, because we have seen during macro classes and today also I was seeing this ODS is giving me a lot of errors in macro. So if you are getting any, that's why I want you to run it parallelly. So now as this is, and as you know, as soon as I have written this, SAS has, although I have not run it, but SAS has actually stored it. If I do not run also, then also you will be able to see if I come here and if I write this as train. Getting train. I have not run it, but still I will get it. And if I come here, I will get basically
Test. M% test.
percent text. Thank you. Okay. So let me run this. Now if I go into my library, this particular one, I'll be able to see my
Train test.
yeah, it's taking some time. Come back. So meanwhile, you also run it parallelly, all of you?
Yes, sir.
All of you have reached till this part in your code without
Yes,
any
sir.
error.
Give me 1 minute. I'm about to reach here. Okay, done.
Okay.
Yes.
Now later on, next code, we are actually building a multiple linear regression model. Okay.
Okay.
Now, first we can run. Now some of the things we have already created, correct? So let's replace them. For example, this data for training we have already created. So what will be the
Train.
code? My code over. Thank
M%
you.
train.
M% train. We will actually create much more macros now, I think. So it has given me the regression model, but let us look into this and let's see what all more things we can actually define in our own way from this. So now look into this code and tell me what are the other things we can actually
We can change this output. Out equals libref dot rag out train.
okay. So let's define them.
that. Then name of the macro.
So that name is basically here. It is what it is providing. It is providing the output of regression. Correct.
Regression. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Prediction.
So let us make it as okay. Paid
Yes.
equal to. But we are going to do multiple pairs, so we have to see that. Okay. That is one we have written. Then this
change. We need to change it 10% spread.
Done. Now here, if you come to this output data also, we can actually change. Correct. So let us make it let and this is again is going to be range data. Correct. So let it be DSN range. Excuse me. Correct. So what shall I come and write here?
%DSN reg.
Okay. So if we run it now, run. So where things has gone wrong?
DSN reg.
Let us do it step by step.
First run it without macro.
Yes. Still this part we are able to get it. It's giving us result. Correct.
Yes.
And if we go to the libref library, we should be able to see these files also. This is the
Both are here.
output.
Reg out, drain. Both are here.
HP out. So what type of data is there? Let's see.
Probability.
This is the training data. It's actually printing all of these parameters what we have invoked here. It's like cook distance, fits, prediction, all of this. And then if we go to this live dot reg p out, dot reg p out, what it is providing the data, it is actually talking about the model. It is providing the RMSE, intercept, and all other parameters, correct? Then it should have worked. Why it is not working, we'll look into step by step. First, let us make this one. Okay, we should be able to make this. Let's make this one first, step by step. It will be reg out, correct?
Yes. Yes.
It has still given some error. Reg out underscore train. It was getting some name conflict. Now it is solved. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now in the next line, based on it, now you will tell me what we have to do. And now still we have not used any SQL queries in this. We'll look into that also. But that is fine. First here, what is our data? Data means before we writing this, even what are the things we have already fixed. So for testing, what is our DSN? This we have fixed already.
Test.
Tell me.
Test. Ampersand test.
Ampersand
DSM2.
test. It is ampersand test. Correct. That's why I was intentionally confusing you. Okay. Now for scoring, we are going to use livref regp out that we have already created here. It is going to be ampersand reg p out. Correct. Now this one is basically our prediction out. Correct. Let another create another macro, or probably before that we run and see that this whatever things we have created is working or not.
मेरा भी एरर आ रहा है इसमें.
ग्रीन में वार्निंग है.
मेरा एरर आ रहा है.
Just 1 minute, let's see. Okay, hold on for a moment. Let's see. Arrival O cleaning was not fine. So that is a separate one.
एरर हो गया. हाँ ये
This could be because of how to check this arrival O cleaning is there or not. Let's do a quick proc paint also. What is our this data is giving? Equal to what is our data? livref.test ampersand test print. Actually, it is a large data set, and what might happen, I might there is O cleaning. Cleaning O is there. Cleaning O is there. Hold on for a minute. No, I think now we will not get any error. Okay. Now it is running. You got the point. What was the confusion?
तो एक्चुअली मैं
Whatever
आपका
this-
कोड लिख रही थी, मैंने देखा नहीं आपने क्या किया.
Oh, okay. So basically, what was happening? This late arrival O and clean. So SAS was basically reading it as a O cleaning. So that's why it was actually giving error. Now I think it is. Sorry. I moved.
Arrival underscore ओ क्लीनिंग कर दिया क्या?
Now it is running. It will run.
बट यहाँ पे हमने क्या सही किया, लेट अंडरस्कोर अराइवल अंडरस्कोर ओ अंडरस्कोर लगा देते हैं यहाँ पे.
No, means actually while loading probably I have this space na. You can see in between O and cleaning the space was not there, so it was actually SAS was reading as a O cleaning.
Okay.
It should be cleaning underscore O. That's why I have gone into the data and get na what was the variable exact variable name. Okay. Now if we come here and replace it with ampersand test, we'll get the same result. Done. Got it?
Yes, right.
So now we'll again fix for score. Actually, we are using the scores from regp out. So where is our regp out? What is the name of that we have defined? So regp out is basically regp out.
Reg underscore p underscore out.
So it will be ampersand. If we write reg, it will show. So it is
Second
basically
one.
this one.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And now we have to also make this out. So let's first make it out, then we will make a macro out of this also. So I'm doing this step by step because we will not do like this. Like you remember we used to write the name of the libraries before. They are also
Yes, sir.
in this SAS. You can write all these macro names just probably before you can define. Okay, now this predict out also we can create a macro. Correct? That could be pred out equal to sorry. Hope you why it has become work
Why it is?
सर मेरी भी सर जो हमने सर मेरी भी एरर आ रही है रिच पी आउट वाले में. आपका तो रन हुआ था आई थिंक.
hold on.
Declared out our score declared. It is same.
Let me make this as should not create that problem. Just let me run this first. I think this should run whatever. So I'm not getting any error here. So that answers your question, Bhavita. I'm not getting any error. No errors. No warning also. Okay, now if I come here,
R score red lost. It will also work.
it should work.
Mhm.
It is going to work. Why it should go to work? Because my leave ref is I think it was not able to read the leverage statement. Now it will work out. Yes, it happens many times. Okay, they're cool.
Yes.
So now here we are going to print our data. So what shall I write? This not for Bhavita, not for Shilpi, not for Anchal. Sorry, not for Mahendra, Bhavita, and Anchal will not answer. This is for Shilpi. What shall I write here? It's the most simple one. Now we have gone through much more complex understanding. Answer. So what shall I write? Oh, okay. So what we have to write here means proc print data livrep dot r score paid. What shall I write here? What macro shall I type here?
You're asking to whom?
To Shilpi. It's the most simple answer. If you have understood still now, this is the most simple answer. Correct? Am I correct or wrong?
Correct.
Just give a try. It could be right, it could be wrong. Just type. Tell me the macro. You can type in the chat. Which macro shall I type? It could be right, it could be wrong. No problem. If it is wrong, I will explain. If it is right, you have got it right. Okay, Bobita, what shall I type here? Which macro? Perfect. Achal has given the answer.
Sir, and
Yes.
Please keep that.
This is the answer.
underscore.
Our model output we want to see now. Logically, I'm not. This is a machine learning question. Okay.
My computer and underscore are correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But you guys liking it the way we are doing it? Clarity aa raha hai?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now you can see this is actually our predicted output. Okay, it's coming basically from, and probabilities is also coming from the model one. Okay, I think my system has got hanged again. Okay, I'm back. Now we have to check for residuals also. We are doing regression, correct? What residuals provide us insights about? What is the need of importance of residual from our concepts of regression? This answer you should be able to give.
What is the
Otherwise, I
question?
will think. Now we are doing the next step. We are doing the residual analysis. Why we are doing the residual analysis?
ऐसा अगर जितना कम एरर होगा उतना अच्छा आउटपुट निकलेगा, हमारे डेटा मॉडल उतना अच्छा ट्रेंड हुआ होगा.
Good, you are there, almost there. That means our regression, the objective is to create the fitment, correct? The minimal
Yes,
is the error, or minimal is the residual, the better is the model fit. This is the thing we have discussed in R, we have also discussed in Python. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us also create. Now this one you will be telling me. I will, whatever you will tell, I will just do that. I don't know anything. So here, what will be the data?
Testing data to end testing.
It will be ampersand test. This is known as ampersand.
Okay.
It is known as ampersand. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Our scores are coming from RegP out. So what is the name of our RegP out? If you go here, what is the name of our RegP out? It is ampersand.
RegP out. Ampersand. RegP out.
RegP out. Now we are actually going to, now I will run it and then we'll create a residual macro also.
सर हम ये रेजिडुअल आउट पे भी एम्परसेंट आर स्कोर आर अंडरस्कोर आर यूज नहीं करेंगे.
कर सकते हैं. We are actually going to do that and we will write it again. Let residual equal to libref dot
R underscore R underscore or score off. Okay.
Now this will run perfect.
फिर वो आ गया work dot with this.
Why this is happening? Let me do one thing. Let me learn all of this part still now. Okay. Probably it is not able to. You can see here below, if you look here, what are the steps it is running, you will be able to see the running status also. Below the corner, if you look into my mouse, I think it has ran still now. Without error. Okay, it has become non-responsive. Hold on. That is because this is an university edition. We are running a large data. Many a times becomes. But at the same time, in your case, it is coming or it's giving some error still. It can. Yes. So you can see. So now if you want to print, basically print your residual, it will be ampersand residual It's loading. You are getting output.
So Ansel,
I think
Ansel is saying something in chat box.
okay. Achal is getting it. That is we have done. Space between arrival and arrival pre-node. That is done in residual line. Okay, Achal is getting it. So in my case, probably it has become very heavy. So after some certain MB, this ODS will not give you the result. So hope you have got the concept still now. You are clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now I will show you another small example. This is using the toy data.
Which data we are using?
Iris. Iris is there already there in your
Iris.
SAS
Okay,
cell.
okay.
That will be available under your SAS cell. You can say it is available. We're getting Shilpi, it is basically nothing. You have to only thing is you have to practice it more. It's means you if you see the macros example we have done multiple macros example. Only thing is if you practice it much, Automatically it will come. You do not have to worry about it. Okay. Now we have already during this session we have created some user defined macro. So if you want to check them, how to check them? I think my macros has been. But if you now, let me do one thing. Let me save and close this. I think there was some conflict in my macro files. Now that's why now it is solved. Okay. So now coming into our project. Okay. So for project, what I want you all of you to do. So let's probably I have started doing it in the same, but now let me create another new SAS program with a new SAS library. Let me save this. So I'm actually starting here a new library. So as soon as I click this libref as equals to project, what will happen? It will create a new project library for me by name project. Correct? What are the macros we will create? It will go and sit over there. So now let's start with our work. And here basically more than me, you are going to work here. I have made also your retail file available under revise and project. So you can see your data online retail.csv project store data analysis.tocx. So please now make this data available. And let's open the analysis thing. So first, what are the objective it is talking about? Import data. So what it is talking about? Please read it out. What are the analysis objective?
We need to import the data instance, store instance, then we need to manipulate the data. We need to run query tables and work with formats if required. And we also need to use proc SQL and macros. And then we need to do data operations. And that is create a report to get the country-wise breakup of most popular product, most purchased product, least popular product, least purchased product, and monthly sale. We need to create a report for this.
Okay.
And we need to perform few operations as well, like arrange the customers as per most loyal and divide them in 3 categories according to the total number of customers to provide them with different promotional offers. Arrange the customers as per most frequent customer in last 2 months. Divide them in 3 equal categories according to the total number of customers to provide them with different promotional offers. Find a maximum sale day of the previous working according to the data report. There are so many things to do.
Okay, so let's start it. And here basically I will stop sharing, but you will start doing it. And I can tell you some of the hints, because I think that requires some of the hints to do. So now in macros, you have understood. First, going into the very basic thing, create a lib name, a name project. All the macros what you're creating, it can go and save into that project. Correct? You should clearly write your exploratory data analysis part, and for this you have to heavily use SQL functions. Correct? Because most of the query tables it is talking about, it's coming from SQL part. So that is the reason you can also open up your SAS SQL examples what I have given to you. those two codes. Okay, SQL and SQL class, I think you will get all of your answers. And now I think you are facing some challenges with macro, but now with this portion, you will be able to understand about the macro part also. Correct? So shall we start? I'll stop sharing now. You will be working, and meanwhile, whosoever is facing challenge, you can at least, let's do the first part. Let's at least give answer to some of the questions which we can quickly do. Correct? Let's do that. I know, means I should have shown you some examples and left it to you, but I just want to also give you the hints. It requires two to three things to combine together. One is your SAS loading and data transformation, data handling, data manipulation part, then creating the SQL queries and using the macro. I think you have started getting the logic. I will not give you the full solution, but I think you have started getting the logic. Correct? So I'll stop sharing now. You will start loading the data and start defining all of the required macros and go over there. I'm in the class and we have exactly 1 hour 20 minutes to complete this. Some of the parts you may not be able to complete, but try to complete as much as possible. Okay, is that fair? Correct?
Yeah, we can try.
And I want it's not only Mahindra or means basically I want every one of you to start working on this. Okay. Meanwhile, whosoever is having some challenges, you can share your screen. I will guide them. So that is fine with everybody, correct? I have only got a confirmation from Mahendra. What about others? In the chat or at least verbally you can confirm. Bobita, Shilpi, Achal. Okay, sure. Okay, got it. Step by step. First load the data. First create a library name. Create a library libref by name project.
That part is done. I loaded the data as well.
Okay, and you can actually write a small quick code, so all of your macro model, everything will save into that. Particular folder for that. Even that part is check out
It's a huge data, more than 5 lakh observations.
You will be able to only perform 1,000. So that's why once you load the data, create SQL tables.
Okay. So first two column invoice number and stock code, both I'm keeping as character, and length I think 8 should be sufficient, right?
So product code you are keeping as characters, correct?
Create. In this file, where is product code? I think first is invoice number, then stock code.
Invoice number and stock code. Yes.
I'm keeping both these as character, and length 8 is sufficient as per seeing the trend of this data. And then description, we have long description, so I'll again keep it as character, and I'll keep the length I guess 40-50 will be sufficient. Then quantity, quantity will be integer type number.
But remember, customer ID will help you as an alias of customer, correct? In this data.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because we need to segregate the most popular customer and most purchased customer, least purchased customer. So I think customer name is not there. So this is the only thing which will help you to filter out the data.
Yes.
इसमें float होता है ना data type.
It is a available float format also. You are asking me, correct? Hello?
Yes, float data type is available in this, right? Like
Yeah.
number, character, that same way we have float.
Yes.
And for float, we need to specify the length, decimal points, right? At the time of
Yeah.
initialization, like 5.2
Yeah.
and 4.2 something.
Yeah. Keep something like it. At least 2 to 3 decimal you can keep.
So for example, if I want to keep 4 length for the value before the fraction point and 2 for after the fraction point, so I will keep it 4, 2 or 4.2. 4, 2, I guess, yes. 5 before point and 2 after point. Okay, I think Shilpi and Ansel facing issue. अरे आंचल और शिल्पी, आप लोग अगर लोकल पे कर रहे हो ना, ऐसा फाइल साइज बहुत ज्यादा है कि मोर देन 30-40 MB है, तो ये होगा नहीं अपलोड. ऑनलाइन से करो और तब अपलोड होगा, क्योंकि 10 MB से बड़ी फाइल तो अपलोड ही नहीं करता लोकल पर. क्लाउड वाला करो तब उसमें होगा अपलोड, वरना नहीं होगा, बैठे ही रहोगे.
I told you to very clearly to start everything today is we are going to use ODS cloud, correct?
Yes. Upal, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely.
So after uploading the data, I write down the proc SQL and then all the variable names in there, also the title. But how would I parse my data through this proc SQL?
Parse your data means I have not got just 1 minute. I can see only your file. There is no way. Just 1 minute.
I'll share my I can share screenshot.
You can you just share in my to WhatsApp?
Yes.
Yeah, please do that. No, Shilpi, why you are waiting means is it because of the data loading? Okay. Mahendra, I have not got your this thing still now.
I already shared. I shared in group, WhatsApp group.
Oh. I can see Achal. I can see, okay. Oh, okay. ProxyQL, you have written invoice number, character. So what it is returning to you?
Nothing. No error, no output.
Let me give you some
But while
hints.
running this, should I include title and select and from also?
Yeah, you have not written from because without from, oh, you have not written, you have not written any from statement.
No, it's there. Select star from
You have
mylib.readlist.
written below. You have written title mylib dot read list. So your library name is mylib, correct?
Yes,
And
mylib
your
dot.
API is
No. I think I'm doing mistake here. My file lib is libref, not mylib. Let me correct it.
no, that's why means that's why I have told you to start with. I'm just sharing that part. I think I know where the problem is happening. Let me quickly share my screen and unshare. With lib name, actually define a new this thing by name project. Create a fresh directory. Create a fresh directory
Okay.
and put your all and
File
give a
name,
lib
then
name.
project dot online retail. Okay, and create a fresh library with the name project.
Because then later on you can provide all of your output from
I'm getting error expecting
Okay.
a comma. Where I'm missing
Uh,
comma? Let me check.
yeah. Achal, you are correct. You can store your data as a DSN format. Absolutely correct. Yeah, sorry I have missed your chat because I'm looking into both the things together.
No, I was getting
But
error message that expecting a comma. So I missed a comma somewhere. Okay, so I have corrected. I have added the comma. Now it is giving me a blank file as output. Let me run it again.
so from ProxSQL, you are using ProxSQL table where select from, just write that first, just write a basic table format, and then I think you can got it what I am trying to tell.
Actually, my table has been created in output data. The variable names are there, invoice number, stock code, description, quantity, all are there.
But data is
It's
not
not showing
coming
any data. Yes.
because your data is not. So have you created a small macro for your data DSN name, and you are actually referring to the DSN name? I don't think so.
No, but why what would I say? My first priority is to create a table. If I'm able to do that, after that I can create macro. Okay, my data has been
Okay,
loaded. Proc query is also ran. Proc query is showing
so
that it is showing variable names but not data. I'll share the screenshot again. Please check, is something wrong in this? Proc equal. It just sent.
just right. I'm able to see your old one, not new one.
Sending is one. Yes. And after when I run this, I'm getting this.
Mhm.
I'm getting this second screenshot wherein you can see the variable names are coming, but not data.
Do one thing, means let's break it down step by step. First you have taken your data. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And from there actually you can actually all your variables you can actually
Yeah. On this data, I'm able to see the first 20, 50 observations also. So data is loaded. Without using proc SQL, if I use proc print data, then the file name that observation equals 20, then it is showing first 20 observations. So data is there, it's working. Then next part is proc SQL comments, that is also working because in the output data I'm getting all those variable names which I have created using proc SQL command. I don't know what happening after that.
do one thing, just do a quick check.
Select.
Proc write this in your code, proc SQL
Yes.
select. To do one thing, create all your variable as basically one macro, percentage inverse. I have shown it once, if you remember. All of your variable create as a percentage inverse. You remember that?
No, I
Like
need to
all of your.
check. But Upal, if it's not working this way,
no matter I convert it into a macro or not, still not give output. Macro is just a substitute of this coding. If this coding is
True.
correct, then macro is also
Okay,
will also run.
then just do one thing. Just write proc_SQL, select, take name of the any of the variable from your data set, and then quit, and just see if you are able to get that or not. For example, in your case, the code I am telling proc_SQL. Okay, select.
Proc_SQL after I'm not using that semicolon sign.
It should be
Proc_SQL
semicolon.
then semicolon. Yes. Then
okay. Below down.
Then select.
Otherwise you will see that your if you are not doing that, your that as soon as you do that, your select will be blue in color. Then you have to take write the name of the variables. Then from SAS class, because that's why I was saying, because now you are going to write all the variables now. So I wanted to create a small variable macro. Now you got it. Got my point. What I was trying to tell.
Proc_SQL, then select. Then I am giving my one of my variable, which is quantity now.
Quantity.
Then
from
quantity. From my file name.
Project.retail. Project.retail. Then semicolon. Then quit. Then quit.
Okay.
Then quit. Run.
Done.
This is a test file. So now you are getting the result. Now also, if you are not getting the result, then it's a problem. Then I will check it. I think you should get the result now.
There is no error, but no output as well. No, I think there is an error. Syntax error, exception, one of the following. This long tutorial. Yeah.
Do one thing. Initially write all the things without macro, then you'll start putting the macro like I have done. Because if you are getting the error because of the macro conflict, not getting the output, then that problem will not be there. Okay, so in that case, I am going to tell you, you have already loaded your lib name. Okay, yes. Then you have imported your data. Just run a proc contents data. Run it. Is it you are getting proc contents?
Wait. Yes, correct? I'm getting. Yes.
So just on that data, you are basically going to run just check 2 observation and check that it is coming or not. Proc_SQL out obs equal to 2.
Proc_SQL or proc_print for 2 observations?
Proc_SQL. Follow me. Proc_SQL.
Okay. Proc_SQL
out obs equal to 2.
Wait. proc SQL
SQL proc space SQL.
Then semicolon.
No, not semicolon. Not semicolon. I am not. So proc_SQL. Then space out obs. Not obs.
Out obs equals to out ob. It's a one word, OUT right?
Exactly, out obs. As soon as you write out obs, you will get a prompt equal to 2.
So out obs equals to 2. Okay.
2. Select star means wildcard, that thing.
Wildcard.
From your table name.
Okay.
Then semicolon. Then title.
title
semicolon, run it.
in order to title के बाद semicolon.
हाँ, that's it.
Title के बाद कुछ लिखना नहीं है.
No, I have not given you the title name. It is basically if you write, I'm just sending a sample code to you. Hold on.
Okay, now
Because if
it
you're
rain. Yeah,
it
I
will
got
give you
output.
first. You got output of first 2 lines of your data, whole data, first 2 lines, first 2 rows you will get.
ये पिछले no, ये I guess पिछले crop जो मैंने किया था ना उसी का output है. नहीं, इसका कुछ नहीं आया.
Just select that
Output
portion.
लिखा है project or detail. मैं सोचा था आउटपुट आया लेकिन आउटपुट आया नहीं, वो पिछले का ही दिखा रहा. सिंटेक्स एरर एक्सपेक्टिंग द वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग चेक कोड इन, बहुत सारी चीजें आ गई है. सिंटेक्स एरर स्टेटमेंट विल बी इग्नोर्ड.
Hold on. Let me load you the data and show it to you. I'm sharing my screen. You should get exactly the same output. See. Hold on. This not. See, you should get the exact same output. Get it? This is the code I'm talking about. Have you used that?
Prop SQL.
No, even if you have not given the title also, I'm fine, but still you will get it.
You are using this percent web open table. I didn't
No, that is fine.
do this. What is
Even
it?
if you do not,
Okay.
even if you do not do that, I've just automatically loaded the data.
Prop
That's why. Hold on. This is, you might have used the same one, correct? They've loaded like this. Okay, this is the data. And I'm rather than going into proc print, I'm actually going into proc SQL method to get the first 2 rows of the data. Are you getting it?
No, out. Okay, out obvious. Okay, I haven't. In semicolon, I made the semicolon. Then title. Select star from my file name.
So even if you
title.
even if you have not written this also, I'm just doing. Then also you will get it. You will not get any title, but you will get the data.
It is saying expecting a y.
It's what it is saying. It is expecting a
Comma.
So here you have given, after out of base you have given a comma. After this you have given a comma.
Okay. Semicolon. After obvious, I have given a semicolon. Then I have
Semicolon,
select
sorry,
star from. Yes. Output is expecting a comma. Where? I use the same exact same code which you did, except the first title and title 2.
Do one thing. I'm just providing this personal chat to you. Just run the same code without any change.
Okay.
Just change your file name.
Okay.
And to the answer of Achal, you can definitely store your data in macro. In this case, even you can actually change your also variable in macro also. So Mahendra, you have just run the same thing with just editing this, correct? Just editing this. So what is the output?
Just sent you. Check. I'm getting detail 2 and first 2 rows only. And send the printout.
So your data has not been loaded then. There's some problem in the data.
Data has been loaded because proc comment is working. It means data has been loaded. I think there is some issue with my project node file name. Because proc comment, proc print is working, proc comments is working, it means data is there. Issue with that.
Because first time I'm getting this weird thing. Have you just run till this part, all of this? Just change your things and see what it is output giving to you. Just edit and run. Yeah, I mean proc SQL. Yeah, actually you are absolutely correct. And from DSN and title. So it is giving you output. Okay, perfect. See, Anjali is getting, even she has also done a macro for the dataset name.
I'm doing something wrong, but I'm not able to get it.
And that's why I'm just run the code I have given to you. Probably you will be able to find it out.
Yes, now its output is coming.
So what was the problem?
I don't know. Now it's working. Let me check, compare line by line what I was missing.
Yeah, that's right. It's not I'm going to try to give you a solution here. I'm trying to see that you should get familiar.
There is one line which I didn't use. Options m stored, SAS m stored equal to project. Second line.
No, that will not matter because that is just for storing various macros what we are creating. So that will not be, that I told you today because that was a question from Achal.
Next, everything is same. Then why?
Then I am also getting that.
Okay, then now I'll put my SQL query into this.
So what I will request to all of you means before trying all the case studies, do one thing, means probably revise all the class files what you have. Okay, there are hints available for all of these solutions.
Okay.
What about others? I have got some progression from Achal, from definitely from Mahendra. What about others? Others are silent, not asking even a question. Bobita, what is the status? Bobita, Shilpi, okay. So Achal, the next part, even if you see, look into the question also. In the question, what are the next part are asked? You have to create transaction tables, correct? Customer table, transaction table, and product table. You have to create 3 different tables. In transaction table, there will be invoice number, customer ID, product ID, quantity, rate, date and time. Customer table should have product customer ID and country. Product table should have product ID and product name. You can do one thing. You can actually, from the whole data, you can create 3 SQL tables, correct? So you are creating 3 separate tables now, Mahendra? Hello, am I not audible?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I'm
Okay,
creating.
sure. Okay. what error you are getting? Achal, what error you are getting? Am I audible? Okay, let me call you. I think what I'm seeing all of you, I think what you have to do, you have to revise to before approaching this. You have to revise. One is definitely data transformation and those parts, but more than that, you have to revise SQL and revise macro. Because I'm seeing that all of your queries are actually coming into that area only. Am I correct? This everybody can answer. No problem. Hello.
Yes.
I'm giving a hints file in chat for everybody. Although I have given this also. Oh, sorry. It has gone to. But I will recommend our class working files of SQLs also you have to revise.